Hey everyone, welcome back to a deck profile video. So today we are going over Red Purple Luffy. He is actually a really good leader for 3 life. When they lifted the band on the Whitebeard being restricted to 1, it's definitely helped a lot in this deck. Instead of being like a 6 life, take a life every turn leader like Whitebeard, we have a 3 life leader that's 6k, and everyone underestimates this deck. So everything you see on the video is what I can currently run in my physical deck, as I've only got one 10 cost Luffy. So we'll see how this goes in a matchup after I speak about this deck, but I'm hoping it does pretty well. So we have 4 Namis. So Nami's really good to look up the Straw Hat crew. So for instance, we have Luffy, we have the other version of Usopp, we have Zoro, Frankie, we've got Diable Jambe, which is really good with the Straw Hat crew, we have Radical Beam, and the 10 cost. So Nami is really good for a searcher. We can hit a few things off search still. So we run 4 of her. She's a 1 cost, 2k power, 1k counter power. Now that the ban is finally lifted on restriction on the Whitebeard 9 cost, you can now run 4 copies in a deck. So this deck runs 4 Whitebeard SRs. So he's a no counter power, 9 cost, 10k power. On play, up to one of your leaders gains 2000 power until the start of your next turn. Then you cannot add cards from your life area to your hand by effect during this turn. So that second part is for Whitebeard leader, as that leader ability is take a life at the end of every turn. Don times 2 when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3000 power or less. So this is all your lower end stuff, like Namis and whatever you see that's 3000 power or less, you can. If you have any cards that can minus life, like Otama, that is really handy too. So it is a really good card to buff your leader up to 8k, or 7k if you're a 5k leader. Run 3 Monkey D. Luffys. So Monkey D. Luffy is a structure deck SR. He's a 5 cost, 6k power, no counter power. Here's a rush card, and his ability is attach 2 Don when your opponent, when attacking, your opponent cannot activate blocker during this battle. So you play him down for 5. If you're at 7 Don, put 2 Don underneath him. Swing at lead. Swing at a character. If there is a blocker on board, it cannot be blocked. So this is a really good card. It's a really good game closer card too. So I really like the concept of having Luffy in the deck. We go on to Basil Hawkins. So he's a 4 cost, 2k power, 1k counter power. On play, add 1 Don card from your Don deck and rest it. So he's a good trigger card. So he'd be really good to trigger out a life. You can play the card and then ramp. Run 4 of them. They've got counter power on them. You don't really want to be playing them out. You want to get them from life to trigger. So it is a good card. But yeah, so that helps you ramp your Don. So we've got a 3 cost 4k card, 4k power with 2k counter power. Don times 1 on attack. If you have 8 or more Don on your field, rest an opponent's character with a cost of 4 or less. So it's not the best card, it's not the worst card. It's good as counter power. It can be good to rest a 4 cost, whether it be a blocker, you want to rest a character and then KO it, or kill it as per se. It's definitely a good card, either way for counter power or resting an opponent's character. Now we run 4 Zoro Jiro. He is really good. So he's a 3 cost 4k power, 1k counter power. When attacking, if you have 3 life or less, add up to 1 Don from your Don deck and set it as active. So straight off the bat, you can put a Don underneath him when you can attack with him. Attack for 5, another Don comes out active, you ramped a Don. So you really haven't used that first Don, and you've ramped your Don for the next turn. So he's pretty good. Pretty good 5k swing and ramp. This one is, I haven't really played in any decks, so this is a new one for me. It's a 5 cost 4k power, 2k counter power. It's Frankie. Attach 1 Don if you have 8 or more Don cards on your field. This character gains Rush. So you got to have 8 or more on field. It's a good Rush card to help finish a game, and he is also a Straw Hat Crew, so you can attach Diable Jambay to him as well. So you can also search that off Nami. We have 1 10 cost 12k power Luffy card. No counter power. On play, -10 Don. Place all your characters other than this character at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then after this turn, take another. And then you can add 1 Don from your Don deck as active. So you can play it out. Anyway, so this one's good to get a second turn off. You can bring out Don active. You got to use 1 Don to bring a Don out. But it's still a very good card. Could close games off, especially if you have Diable Jambay with it, and if they've got a blocker on board, you can make it unblockable 12k attack. We have 4 Queen. Queen is a blocker, so it's a 5 cost 6k power, 1k counter power. So on plays -1 Dom back to the deck and draw 2 cards and trash 1. So it's good to filter some cards out of your hand, especially if you got cards with no counter power and you don't want them in your hand, and then you might come into cards that have counter power. Very good card. And blocker. Next up we have Gene Bart. So Gene Bart's a 4 cost 5k power, 1k counter power. On play, you tap 1 Don if you got that spare Don, and you may add up to 1 Don from your Don deck, set it as active. So it's really good to help you ramp Don. Yes, you're tapping a Don to use the ramp, but you're still ramping. So the quicker you can ramp with Red Purple Luffy is what I've noticed, the better, because once you get to 8, you can then ramp from leader to 9. So very good card. We run 4 Trafalgar Law blockers. So Trafalgar Law is a 4 cost 5k power, 1k counter power. On play, -1 Don if your opponent has 7 or more cards in hand, you may trash 2 from their hand. So really good to minimize your opponent's hand. You could trash counters, you could trash non-counters, you could trash a really good card, events. So it's really good. It's just a random trash. Opponent does not pick what they trash. It is legit. Just pick 2 random cards and they're trashed. So now we're moving on to Eustace Captain Kidd. Now this card's a really good card to buff your leader. So Eustace is a 7 cost 8k power, no k counter power. His ability on play and when attacking, -1 Don up to one of your leaders gains 1000 power until the start of the next turn. So this is really good to play out a turn before you're going to play out Whitebeard. Because then on the Whitebeard turn, he goes to 8, and then you use this ability, he goes to 9. And it's an 8k swing. So it is a really good card. I did put 2 of these in the deck in place of the 10 cost Luffy to see how it'll run. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to run. I did have a few games with it, but we'll see. It's a touch and go situation as I'm still learning this deck. We have 4 Radical Beams. Radical Beam's really good when you're down to 2 life. It's a 1 cost event card to counter your leader or up to one of your characters gains 2000 power during this battle. Then if you have 2 or less life cards, that card gains an additional 2000 power during this battle. So it's a 4k counter event card for 1 cost. And the trigger is your leader or up to one of your characters gains 1000 power during this battle. So if you trigger it off life, you can add an additional 1000 power to either leader or character that is going to be attacked. So we have another 1 cost. This one's actually really good. This one could potentially close games. Not many people will see it coming, as it is ran in Zoro, but I don't think a lot of people run it in anything else. So Diable Jambay is a 1 cost event. It's a main. Select up to one of your Straw Hat type leader or character cards, your opponent cannot activate blocker if the leader or character attacks during this turn. So it's really good. But then on trigger, KO up to one of your opponent's blocker characters with a cost of 3 or less. So it's good either way. You can either get rid of a blocker from Trigger of Life, or you can make one of your Straw Hat cards an unblockable attack. So there's 3 of them. And this last one's Gum Gum Jet Gatling. You may discard 1 card from your hand, so you have to do this first part to get the second part. And then up to one of your leaders or characters gains 3,000 power during the turn. It's a 0 cost, so you trash a card to use the ability, the effect. The trigger life is add up to 1 Don card from your deck and set it as active. So it's good for ramp. I think that's mainly what you want it in there for. I have seen it in other decks, so I thought I'd play it in this deck and see how I go. So yeah, guys, this is the Luffy deck. We will go across to some gameplay and let's see how we can run this. Alright guys, we're going up against a Bellow Betty. Now, I'm not too sure how Luffy will stand up. Well, we might keep that. I don't know with the starting hand, so I'm still learning this. So we've got no play and we can't attack, so we'll just end turn. And I think Luffy wants to go second so we can ramp a lot quicker. Because we'll be at 4, we can play a card out to ramp. So there's 1 card that we can ramp with. So we can instantly ramp with this card. We can play this card out and ramp each turn. Which I think I might want to do that. So we're going to go 7 at lead. And then we're going to play that out and end turn. So we'll be at 6. Once we ramp to 8, then we can ramp with the leader to 9 and be really ahead in the game.
Recent dry weather has increased the potential for bushfires.
As I said, I'm still learning this deck. It's only new to me, so just please bear with me. So we'll draw Don. Now we're gonna go 5 at lead, which will ramp. So that's 7 Don. We'll play this one out to use the ability to ramp. That's 8. Then we can ramp. That's 9. We will then search for a Straw Hat, which will take that one. Return cards to deck. Now we've got 2 cards that we can still use, and we will attack for 8. I think Bello Betty's a really good deck. I have not played Bello Betty yet. I have played against Bello Betty. I've watched videos with Bello Betty, and when they get all the cards and get the gameplay right, it's actually a really good deck to play. I think there'll be more support for it in OP06, sorry. So there is 5, 8, 8, 5. So 6. We'll let that one go because that's a lot of counterpowered. Yeah, a lot of counter cards to take out of hand. Plus, we've ramped to 9 anyway, so it's done its job. Now, are they going to attack with the blocker or keep it active? Interesting. Okay. So we can draw down. Okay. Use action. I don't know if this is going to work. Can't do that. So we have to end turn, draw down. So let's go 7, 8, I should say. Need to reduce how many swings are coming at me. And then I'll probably just give them... No, I didn't give him a trigger. Okay, so we're both down to 1 life. Can we do it? Did I play Luffy at the wrong time? And I'm pretty sure we've got game. Pretty confident we've got game. Yes! Okay, so I may have made a few misclicks, misplays, but we still got the game. And they want to have another one, so let's rematch and play again.
Recent dry weather has
So that's
increased the potential
first
for
starting
bushfires.
hand wasn't actually
Be
too
prepared.
bad.
When storms hit, the severe
So
weather
let's
can
see how
damage
we can go
power
with this
lines and
starting
interrupt
hand.
your power supply.
They now know I have Diable Jarbe. Okay, lead. 6, 7, 8. That's 10. Well, let's take the first hit. Ooh, that's a nice first hit. Okay, we're going to go 7 into lead, and then we'll play out Zorojiro. Hopefully we can ramp as quick as we did last time. We didn't even... I don't think we've seen any 7-cost kids that last game. But we managed to see that our one 10-cost purple Luffy. That card is so annoying. Two 5k swings. What do we have? 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that gives us 6, 7. So we're going to play this one out. Use action to then use that. We're at 9. We've got 3 Don. What can we do? Let's just do... Let's make sure it dies. Alright. So next turn we're going to be at 10 Don. I'm going to minus 1,000 off the leader, bringing him back to 5. I can stop 1. Three cost or less, or 3 cost or more gains rush. So this is where I think Otama could really work really well with the Whitebeard ability. want to keep that. Because then we can go 4 over to here. So now I become an AK leader for a turn. Potentially be funny about it if they've got blockers and do like at least 1, 2, 3 unblockable attacks. If I really wanted to. I think the only problem with the Bello Betty is they don't have enough searchable cards. Like searches. They don't have many searches for the deck. So that's where it kind of lacks, because they trashed to do the ability of giving 3 characters 3,000 power or more. So you have to discard a Revolutionary Army type card from your hand, give up to 3 of your Revolutionary Army or trigger type characters 3,000 power for the turn. So yet again, they're going to swing at me for 14, which obviously I can't do anything about that. I have to let that one go through. Draw card. So let's go. 5. Six. Now this Luffy could be the game changer here. So I think the 10 cost Luffy just wins you the game. So now I'm going to drop that. Use the action. End turn. Draw card. Draw Don. So we can go 8 into lead and then 12. Okay, so I think that cost me the game. I should have played it smarter, not just drop the Luffy and hope for the best kind of thing. See, right now, they could have killed me. Oh, but they are rush. Smart move. Because I can't kill that off. So 8. And then 8. And then 8. They've got the game. But it just shows you when you play something out that you could be playing something different. I probably should have kept to my board and not dropped the Luffy yet.
Refreshing is Great Northern's new ginger beer.
And that is game. Well, guys, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out this deck build. comment, smash the like button. Comment down below what you guys think of the gameplay, the deck, what you think may work, may not work. Always good to hear other feedback, and I can try other things as well to see if it works for me. But yeah, thanks guys for stopping by, checking out the video, and I'll see you all on the next one.